Nice
guys.
job, Teresa.
I
Oh,
missed
Teresa,
you.
look at that. That is a nice shot right there. You look all pretty and you got a nice, what is that, your office?
I got all gussied up for you guys because I missed you so much.
You look like you got to do that on HGTV. All right, I see you, girl.
I'm doing what I can. I shower when I'm on TV, so here you go, special day.
Well, Teresa, we want to jump right into it because there's a new twist in the college admissions scandal. What's going on with Lori Loughlin's case?
This is a big, big deal. I am not saying that it's a home run, but it's definitely a double. And here's why. Lori and her husband have always maintained that it was a legitimate donation and not a bribe. And now we have this call that Rick Singer took notes simultaneous to the call that was prodded by law enforcement that seems to indicate that they were telling Mr. Singer to lie. And that's a big problem for them because that could lead to a valid entrapment defense. So it's a big development.
Now, Alison, those pictures were released of the girls. We finally saw them on the rowing machine. How does that affect the case?
Well, here's the thing, and I said it's a double and not a single because I don't think this judge is going to dismiss this case based on it. Okay, I don't think so. But they're going to say, look, we didn't know. However, juxtapose that with those pictures. Those pictures say otherwise. And there's an email that Mossimo sent that says, I had to work the system. So you've got kind of conflicting accounts here, right? They're saying, no, we thought it was a donation. Well, if it was a donation, why is your daughter on a rowing machine when you know she doesn't row? And why are you writing emails that you had to work the system? So even though they're asking, the defense is asking the judge to dismiss the case, the prosecution, the people are saying, you know what, this is a question for the jury. Another win for Lori is that there's a new case that comes out that although it used to be a question for a jury, this may be a question of law that the judge answers whether or not it is entrapment. So there we are.
To stick with your baseball analogy for a second, though,
Yes.
I thought Loughlin struck out at the plate, and you're telling me she's back on with a double? Are you saying she could actually salvage the situation?
Wait, I thought their whole team was suspended. I thought their whole team was suspended. I don't think that the case is going to get dismissed. I don't think so. But this is a major victory for them because what did the judge say when he found this out? He said, this is serious and this is disturbing. I can tell you, as I'm a defense attorney, when I hear that from the judge, I hide under the table. That is not good. You do not want to hear that.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because Lori Loughlin has pleaded not guilty to all charges. Correct. We still will have to see if the prosecution can actually prove that there was, right, the intent to be fraudulent.
Right.
Is that something that is possible?
Right. I mean, we're going to show those pictures. They're going to show the email that said I had to work the system. That doesn't seem like an honest way to get somebody into college. Is that correct? Now, what will the defense say? Look, it was a donation. It was a donation. So we didn't go exactly through the front door. We took a legal side door. I don't know how that's going to play out. I don't know, but I personally don't think it looks great, but this is something positive for a team that I thought was benched.
Wow.
Prosecutors have denied allegations that investigators deliberately withheld fabricated evidence and have also more recently declined to comment any further because of the pending case. So what an interesting one to continue to watch, though.
Oh, we're on it, though. It's very interesting.
Triessl, before we let you go, I just want to talk about the reopening process regarding this pandemic. A lot of people seem to have quarantine fatigue, and there's protests going on here in LA. Georgia and Florida have already started to open up. What are the legal issues that may arise? Because it does still go state by state, correct?
It goes state by state. And the real question is, can your employer force you to go back to work? Yes. And the answer, by the way, for the most part is yes. They have to make sure that it's safe for you. They have to make sure that all precautions are in place. And if you have a real concern, you should call OSHA and say, please inspect our workplace, which they actually have been doing. But here's the thing. Fear of getting the coronavirus is not a lawful excuse to be unwilling to go to work. Now, if somebody in your family has the coronavirus,
can they test you? Can they force to test you to go back to work? What are your legal rights there?
I think they absolutely can force to test you. I think that they can take your temperature. I think that they can check and see what kind of symptoms you have. I think that things that we expected to be private and protected, you're going to see real changes. And I believe that courts, if there's a challenge, courts are going to uphold these rights for the safety of the public. Scott, before this thing really went on lockdown, you said to me, can I sue for getting this? And I said, you better not sue me. I'll sue you right back. Well, it turns out, Scott, that if in fact you can prove that you contracted COVID at your workplace, which is hard to do, you may actually have a lawsuit.
Oh, well, that's going to be difficult for the employers then to want to embrace people to come back. And the irony is that it's just going to continue to affect the economy and people are going to be out of work. That's just awful news.
Right. Well, and let me say, though, it is not as easy as that. You actually have to prove.
How do you do that, by the way? How can you prove that?
You got it there, which I'm not sure how you're able to do.
Yeah.
And B, that there were not enough precautions in place to safely protect you. So it really is not a winning lawsuit, but Scott asked if you could sue.
So you're saying there's a chance?
No, we don't want that. We want to go back.
I'm saying, Scott, I'm saying if there is a chance, don't you dare sue me, because that's not going to work.
Of course not.
By the way, Triessel's done it again. Our great eagle, Triessl.
Hey, there's little Triessl.
My kid.
What's up, little Triessl? Little cameo. I like that kid, Green Monster.
You know, I'm taping a TV show. Move, mister.
Wait, I love that kid. Keep him on.
All out.